Hi everyone, this is our sewing vlog number 3. We're actually gonna start strong. I'm gonna start immediately sewing pants. I feel like most of my vlogs are about sewing pants, but I promise you, I finally going to other things as well. And I found like an interesting tutorial that's supposed to be making almost like zero waste pants that are easy to make, that have pockets. You can use like a small piece of fabric, everything we like because I have some small pieces of fabric that I want to use. And we're going to start with the part where I talk what I finished in the last couple of months, and then we're going to go straight to the pants. So I said we're going to start strong, but we're going to start strong in a bit. If you're more interested in the sewing part, you don't want me to hear talking about what I finished, which is kind of weird. Why would you skip that? But in case if you want to skip it, use a time code. Let's go. Also, as you can see, I'm actually working on many other projects. For example, I made this mini skirt. Should I show you my mini skirt? Da, 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 da. Okay. I hope you guys can see. So this is a well-fitted mini skirts. It's actually first time when something sits good on my waist and also on my hips. Because I usually try to fit things on my hips, but then the waist is so big. For example, remember in my first vlog, I was doing the pants alterations when I was taking out something in the waist. That's the usual problem. So finally, I made a skirt, mini skirt that you see there is no bunching up, there is no like extra fabric. It's not actually finished yet. As you can see, it's a raw edge. I still need to finish that, but the fitting was amazing. Something about me, I don't really wear skirts, but this is actually, I don't know, kind of inspiring. Maybe I will start wearing skirts. My next skirt will be a long skirt, and this is the project you're going to probably see either in this vlog or the next one. I actually was working on a bunch of other projects and I actually filmed it, but I never finished those projects and I never had time to put the video together. So I'm going to show you some clips and I'm going to show you work in process. I'm the person who starts many projects, so here is the pile of all the things I started, and this is not all of them. So these pieces, as you can see, it's a denim. It's actually like a summery, like super lightweight denim, but it's actually a Japanese salvage denim. So you see these things are cut but unraveled because I was actually learning how to make my own denim pants, like a salvage denim pants. And I was learning how to fit it to my body again, my, wider hips. Also, I have this, like kind of, I don't know how you call it, the deep. So it's really hard for me to fit things. So these pants are actually fitting. And the method I was using when you cut straight on fabric and then you make very huge seam allowance in certain spots, then you try it and you feed it. If you need to take more or take less, you use that extra seam allowance, and then when it's ready, you can undo the temporary basting, and then you obviously copy it so you can have a pattern for your next pant, and then you have to get them together using the denim putting together technology. But this is where I got stuck. It took me a while to make those, and I hope I'm adding all those clips so you can see my work in progress. And maybe I will also share some clips how I was working. I actually bought lots of denim fabric this year and I have plans to make a jacket. I want to also make some oversized pants, and I also want to make like dark blue, then I want to have some black pants. So I have lots of denim to work on, but I'm still learning how to work with denim and how to self-draft. This method that I tried was actually tried two methods. This method I actually liked the most, so maybe I will make another pair in the future and then I will film it and tell you how I did it. So this one is actually the biggest project I was working on and it took me a while. I actually took a course to make it. It's a bomber jacket. It's not ready yet. This is actually the actual wool. The fabric is called wool melton, so it's like a very warm coat, and I was learning how to work with thick wool. So as you can see, I already did a lot. Yeah, it's a pocket. It works like this. You see, I was using all the techniques when you put some basting to see what is everything. Then I made some, and this is all self-drafted. So I already made shoulder seams. I already added the sleeve. So technically now I'm in a stage when I need to add the lining, and this is where I got stuck. Also, there was lots of hand stitching in this project, and again, I'll probably show you some clips. Yeah, for example, this is the inner part, there still will be a lining, but to make this one look nice, to make the seams look flat, I was actually hand basting. So first it was stitched up together. So when you join, you stitch up together, but then, I don't know if you guys can see, so there is this barely seen line when I was attaching them. And I was using this, like, I don't know how it's called, like a hidden stitch. So you don't see it from here, but the seams are pressed open and these parts are attached. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know, guys. That project actually took me almost 2 months because, as I said, I was doing the course, and in this course we are supposed to first learn the technology, then self-draft, and then we're supposed to make a mock-up with cheaper fabric because, of course, the wool is expensive if you cut it wrong. Mind you, I still cut it wrong in some parts. That's fine. So this was my mock-up. And I decided this time to make a wearable mock-up. So I bought like a fabric that was on sale, but it's something that I can wear because those mock-ups, I will show you the picture here, that you just waste the muslin. Yeah, so this is a wearable mock-up. And technically one day I will finish it and it will become a red bomber jacket or some other kind of jacket. The hardest part is actually to make this collar and make it look nice, and then also the balance, because mine was kind of wonky. Then I remember I did 3 or 4 alterations because my sleeves are still kind of weird. It's really hard to move your arms because I think my balance is off. So I don't think I did it really well, but it was my first outer jacket project that I self-drafted. So anyway, yeah, so these are the projects I was working on, but I never finished because it became super hot and I just switched to other things. And then my next project was I was actually making, so this is an actual muslin of a skirt. So before I did this mini skirt, I actually did 2 or 3 mock-ups. I mean, I somehow reused some of the fabrics. Yeah, so this is a straight skirt. First it was super long, and I show you the videos how it looked, but then I had to keep cutting because I was changing things. So when we were making, so this is also a course, and I finally learned how to self-draft the darts. This is also how I learned that my difference between my waist and hips is 30 centimeters. That's why 12 inches. That's why I always struggle to fit pants and everything else. And this is still work in progress. Based on this skirt, it's going to be a straight denim skirt in future. I'm going to make one more. So I have so many things I'm working on. So I also finished this thing. If you remember, or maybe you don't, I think I didn't show it. Yeah, I don't think I showed it, but I used the same pattern that I did for my pajamas. So in the previous vlog, you remember I was making these pink stripy pajamas, and I was using a cut together sleeve. So there is only one seam here, but there is no seam here. So basically it consists of 3 pieces, left, right, and back piece. I really like it, and I do actually use it a lot because it's linen. It was super hot where I live, so it was practical. And then I made some pants, actually. So these are my pants. They're like super white, nice checkered fabric, and I did this pockets. I was actually debating. Maybe I actually filmed it but didn't publish. Now I'm confused. But anyway, it has this extra wide pocket that starts here and goes all the way here. I don't think I will be able to put a lot of stuff there because these pants the fabric is very soft. So I think if I put something in there, like for example, I think if I put my phone in there, my pants are gonna drop. Huh? It holds it, but it's definitely it's definitely not meant for you to carrying stuff. It's mostly for like light things or decoration purposes. And they're using my favorite easy method when you don't have a side seam. You only have inseam, but as you can see, there is no side seam. And they're like extra wide. I super like this method. I made several pants already this way, and this is one of my favorite methods. So the new pants I'm making today might be my next favorite method, because those pants are much easier to incorporate pockets compared to this one. These pockets, it took me a while to figure out and to make them and to stitch them up even and stuff like this. Okay guys, we finally started sewing pants, but before we do that, we need to quickly get rid of this because it will be impossible for us to do any sewing there and me filming that. So let me just quickly like ta-da-da-da, ability, ta-da-da-da, look how clean it is. Don't look around. no need of that. Okay, I got the table ready. Now I need to figure out how to put my, okay, why we're not focused and we're still there. So I need to figure out how to cut it. But first, let me show you the fabric. Okay, so this is my fabric stash. I am slowly, I don't know if you've seen my previous vlogs, or maybe I never showed it, but I slightly graduated to a bigger bin, which is embarrassing, but it is what it is. I'm trying to keep it within one bin. If I'm gonna start overflowing, send help. Anyway, where's the fabric? So I have this fabric that I bought a while ago. And I actually had this one. So I actually planned to make, I had a plan to make a skirt out of it. I even had a particular look in mind, but I never made that skirt. And I don't know, does it happen to you sometimes? And sometimes you're not making the project, but you're just saving it for that project. Anyway, it's just this. But the problem is this fabric is actually poly cotton, so I don't know how comfortable it is. It feels okay. The problem is I can't wear poly because I start getting like this static thing. And it will be nice, like checkered pants. I think I will wear them more often. To be honest, the problem with the skirts, I don't even mind trying to wear them, especially the long ones. The problem, I spend time with dogs all the time because of my work, and it's kind of hard to wear a skirt, you know? And I don't really leave my house except I'm going to work or except me going and taking my dog with me as well. So I don't know, skirt is kind of not comfortable. Anyway, this is the fabric. It's already washed. One good thing about me that when I buy fabric, I put them aside, and then at some point I pre-wash all the fabric. So before going into this bin, they usually are all washed. So at least I don't need to wash it. So now, actually, let me show you the construction, because construction is easy, but also kind of funky. So let me show the mock-up first, and then I will start sewing. And actually, guys, let me show you how this interesting construction will work. So imagine you have a piece of fabric, and as I said, it's going to be like almost like zero waste pants because there will be no leftovers or anything, and you can use as much fabric as you have. So let's pretend like this is a grain line. So you're folding this once and then another time. So you fold it several times. So you have like 4 pieces, like 4 layers of fabric. And then you decide, let's say like the length of my pants will be, I don't know, let's say like this. So this is how long my pants gonna be. Next, you draw the crotch. So this is the front crotch, back crotch. First you cut, obviously, only the upper, actually 2 upper layers without cutting the 2 in the bottom. And then cutting the bottom. So basically I have a front pieces in here, and the back pieces in the back. Now I want to decide like how wide I want these pants to be. Let's say I don't want them to be this straight, so I can narrow them a little bit down and they can become like a balloon pants. In this case, I'm gonna just narrow a little bit towards here and towards here. Okay, so I have 4 pieces. They're super narrow, but that's how they're supposed to be. I have the front piece and then I have 2 back pieces. I still have the leftover of fabric, so I'm not cutting parallel to the grain line, I'm cutting against it. These 2 pieces, this will be our side. Normally, you have 1 side seam. For this particular pants, you're gonna have 2 side seams. So you're gonna have front piece, then you're gonna have this middle piece on the side, then you're gonna have the back piece. So these parts, they're gonna go in here. And this guy's gonna have a pocket installed in them. You're gonna fold it like this, and that's how you're gonna have your pocket. Yeah, so this will be your like half of your pants, and this will be your pocket. So after you stitch up this, then you're gonna obviously put it together, and then you're gonna connect the inseam. So basically your 2 legs go like this. This is your crotch line. You have your inseam, you have a seam in the front, you have a seam in the back, and you have a pocket on the side. You know what I'm thinking right now? Maybe this fabric is actually not the best for this. Imagine all these squares I will have to connect, because since I have so many seams, because if I just put 2 like random things, Oh, technically I can make them out of this fabric. I bought it to make a dress, but this was the fabric. I think it's from Mood, yeah. This is like one of the first fabrics I bought when I started my sewing journey after pandemic. But then I never made a dress. And now I don't think I'm gonna wear a dress with such flowers. So I'm gonna use this one, I guess. This is the worst part of sewing for me, cutting the fabric. I hate it. This fabric is so crisp. It's a poplin, and I think poplins are the easiest to work with. I don't know if they're gonna work for this particular pants, but I think it might do, because I want it to be very kind of like balloony, so it should work, in my humble opinion. As you can see, I don't have a normal ironing board. First of all, because I don't have space for it. And second, I don't know, I kind of like so I just use this wool, like thick wool pad. It's a little bit unorthodox way to iron, but works for my chaotic brain. I mean, if I had my sewing room, I would probably get a ironing board, but otherwise. This annoys the crap out of me with this part. Because this means that the fabric is crooked. Fuck. So imagine I have to fold it 4 times. I struggled to even fold it 2 times. This is the story of my life. Now I lost the measuring thing. Perfect.
1 hour later.
Ta-da-da. Add some weights. Fabric doesn't shift. I already folded my fabric 4-way. First, we're gonna start with the edge. We need to mark the start of my pants. Okay, so this is the starting line. Then we're gonna have 90 centimeters. Okay, this is the bottom of my pants. Now let's do the crotch line. 35 centimeters from the top. Okay. You guys have to say that, yeah, the construction is simplified, but at the same time, the first time I was doing it, I spent an ungodly amount of time, and look at all these lines. So, for example, this one is a front piece, and it goes like this, and this will be the back piece. I can definitely say that first time you do it, it's like super confusing. I think if I get the grasp of it, it'll be easier next time. Also, I'm debating about the bottom of it, because in the tutorial, she makes it narrow, and I kind of want to make my balloon pants, but I don't quite understand how to make adjustments for that. So I decided not to cut the hem and fix it later. Let's see. Okay, cutting it is the scariest part. So I have 4 layers. It's important to only cut the 2 upper layers. I don't know how to even approach it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm cutting the bottom piece now. Oh my god, it's scary, guys. Like, this is a poplin and it looks the best. Actually, I just realized she's not using seam allowances. Oh, look at this. So this is gonna be I guess you just cut it as a guide. Yeah, it's like, I can see how you can easily cut something wrong. Okay, now we need to remove these 2. Okay, let's see. Let's trust the process for a moment. Ta-da-da-da. I mean, makes sense. This is the back piece. We have the front piece. The side panel. Okay, guys, look how long this thing is. It needs to be long so you can actually fold it on itself to have a pocket. And the cool part is that you can decide where you want your pocket to be. Let's say this is my attached like this. Let's say I want my pocket to be right here. Then I just make my fold here, and here's my pocket. Maybe I want my pocket to be more like a cargo style. Then I can fold it lower, and then my pocket will be there. Technically, if my piece is long enough, I can even make several pockets. You see how you can actually have one pocket here, one here. Obviously, it all depends on the length of the fabric. And also the cool part, the width of this panel will decide how wide your pants are. If you try your pants and they're like a little bit too wide for your liking, you can either adjust the other pieces or you can adjust these ones. Or if somebody needs like a bigger volume of their pants, they can increase the width of this panel. I think it might be a very versatile pant, to be honest. So we need to decide where we want our pockets to be. Maybe like starting here. So it's something around like 20 centimeters or 8 inches. So that's where they're gonna start. Okay, and I guess I make another 20 centimeters for the pocket depth. So it's going to be 40 centimeters or 16 inches. So now I need to fold my pocket. Let's make sure this pocket is wide enough. Let's try if I put my phone in there. It's actually deep enough. Okay, I guess that's it. That's the pocket. Okay, so now I need to connect my parts, and connect them I decided to use a flat seam. But first I'm gonna make a mock-up because I'm not sure if I want to use a flat seam. So I stitched 2 pieces together. Now we're gonna iron them flat. And then I'm gonna cut one of the seams. So you see how I cut this one? Now I'm gonna fold this one like that. See, so I'm gonna fold it, fold it, press. And now I'm gonna fold it this way. Seams are definitely stronger. So now I need to add a stitching here, and that's it. So you see how I folded everything? And then I'm gonna add a stitch here. So when I'm gonna turn it around on the right side, we're gonna have this fold line, and then we'll be stitch all the way here. And this is kind of similar stitch you would do for the denim. That's how it's gonna look in the front part. And that's how it's gonna look. Actually, look the wrong side when you have like a double stitching. I think it's kind of looks nice. But I feel for this type of pants, it's just too stiff. So I guess I will just go with the French seam. Because the fabric is already stiff enough. I don't know, it might add some structure. So I don't quite know, to be honest. We're connecting everything using the French seam method. So that means we need to put wrong fabric inside, the right side outside, and we need to connect everything. Look, I still have some fabric left. Technically, I could have made my pocket deeper, but I don't know. Do I need a deeper pocket? I might as well use all the fabric, right? So, I'm undoing my pocket. This is my pocket entrance. Okay, I might as well move the pocket slightly lower. I don't know, should I do it or not? I think I'm creating... Okay, guys, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna create extra job. I don't need long pockets. Okay, welcome to my world of having hard time to making a decision. So now it's gonna be a boring job of me connecting all these pieces, and we'll be back. So I connected, I pinned everything together. The way how it's gonna look like something like this. So there's my pocket in here. This part will be stitched up, and then I will connect this part. These pants are not very wide, actually, to be honest. So next time, if I want to make them wider, I can either increase this piece. The amount of stitching you have to do, it's crazy. So imagine instead of one seam on each side, you have 2 seams. And this is me who actually likes to make pants without side seams at all. So it's a simple construction, but in reality, there is more process to do. Well, guys, I did each piece. So now look at my beautiful French seams. This is the wrong side. This is the beautiful back side. I mean, you can't see. Okay, so this is my piece. So I may press all my French seams. I finished them. I finally, 1 year later, learned to make my French seams efficiently, because before I usually had either a crooked seam or there was some fabric, you know, the sticking on the right side because I didn't cut it correctly or I didn't stitch it correctly. Okay, my stitching is not super even, but it's definitely there. Okay, so this is my beautiful front side. So you see we have seam number 1, seam number 2. Now I don't know, maybe I want to make a t-shirt that actually has a like a kangaroo pocket. And technically now I need to connect two pieces together. Here's my pocket. I can definitely make it longer. Next time I'm just gonna use all the fabric that I have. You know what I realized? I really like making pants, especially this type of pants, like easy options. But there are two things I don't like making. I hate doing the hem. And think about this, like hem should be the easiest. It's just a straight line, but I hate it. Also, I hate doing the waistband. Okay guys, this is the next day. The plan is to finish my pants today. Now I'm actually connecting them. Okay, now let's see. Okay, the back is facing the back, the front is facing the front. Okay, that's it. Now I just need to stitch it up here. And we're almost done. We just have ham on. Okay, this is my least favorite part because of this intimidating amount of needles that I always stuck myself. And also since oh my goodness, look at this battlefield. Guys, while I'm pressing this seam, my crotch seam, let me talk about something. This fabric, it's a cotton poplin. This is my first time working with poplin, and I have to say, this is such an easy fabric. It presses nicely, it's crisp, it's easy to cut, it stays, like, you know how some fabrics I like to work with rayon and viscose, like not rayon like the cheapest version, but something more like a tencel. That fabric moves and shifts, and it's so hard to work with that fabric. But this one is just so amazing, and the cool part, I can even press on the right side, because some of the fabrics I work with, if I press on the front, you're gonna see this like blistering or whatever it's called, like a glossy thing. But this is just amazing, guys. I'm so pleased with this fabric. And you know what? You know who got me into this fabric? So this fabric, I had it since forever. I don't remember how long I had it. It's from my first first attempt to do the sewing, and then I just never used it for anything. So there was a channel I was binge watching. It's called Closet Historian, and I remember how she was always praising the poplin, and I remember I was like so excited to try it myself, so I ordered it. I definitely want to work more with this fabric, especially if I'm choosing something made out of cotton. I want it to be poplin. Oh yeah, guys. Actually, let me show you something else. So, I'm using the French seams, and they can create this bulk up in the crotch area. So it's very important. So this is one pant leg. This is another pant leg. When you're pressing those seams, you have to make sure that one leg is pressed on the front crotch and the other on the back crotch. So this one goes on this side, this one goes on this side. Because otherwise, if I pressed it like this, it will be such a thick edge. Okay, let me try the pants and see how it goes. Guys, I just realized that this whole time my microphone was turned off or turned the other way around. So the one more thing that I'm thinking, since I have many pants with the wide legs, I want to have one pair that's like looks different. So I'm thinking to do this kind of barrel shape, but obviously this stuff should be incorporated in the seams. But since I was doing it the first time, I didn't want to experiment with the seams. I just wanted to do something that follows the tutorial. Thinking I'm just gonna do darts in the bottom, and that's what's gonna create this balloon look. But I don't quite understand if it looks good or not. Also, because this fabric is so crazy, I feel a little bit overwhelmed that I have this bright pants. It's kind of hard for me to decide what I want to do in the bottom. So maybe what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go have a lunch and maybe watch some videos about that. Okay guys, I played a little bit with the darts and I'm gonna show you right now. And so this pant has little alterations and this one has almost final alterations. So what I did a gigantic dart that goes all the way here, and actually in the bottom, I don't know if you can see, so in the bottom it closes the whole panel. And the dart is really long. And then I added some darts in here. So now my goal is to redraw the darts and basically make them in a nice way. Also, I'm gonna use this ruler so my dart not gonna be straight. This type of shape. So it's gonna be more banana shape. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea, guys, but we'll know about it later. So now I'm doing the waistband. So at least the pants will be fixed on the upper part, and I will see. Yeah, so I decided to use a narrow elastic this time. Okay guys, we're finally getting there. My pants are almost finished. I still need to do the hem, but I'm so tired. I literally spent the whole day making them, and most of this day I was playing with darts. But anyway, let me show you. Well guys, finally we're getting there. These are my pants. As you can see, I made the somewhat, it's not a barrel leg, but I made this balloony shape, which I wanted to try because I never made a pants like this. I played with darts a lot, so now I have a front dart, I have a side dart, I have a dart hidden in the inseam.
Rebels on a Ferris wheel, lovers on a carousel. Neon lights take over the setting sun. Broken hearts and flighting flings. Honeymoon feelings sing till it all fades and wastes away. Time moves on, but something stopped. That is where I was left at the top. This